Wrestling fans, with me on the podium is the president of World Organization Wrestling, Rip Tyler.
Thank you, CJ. First of all, before our next match gets underway here, I'd like to bring Pat Rose. Referee Danny Barlow, if you'll get Pat Rose out here, if you please bring him out of the dressing room. What I'm about to do, CJ, since I've been elected president of World Organization Wrestling, I took upon myself to be my first duty was to get into this dilemma about Pat Rose and his invitation to participate in the tournament in Arizona for the United States heavyweight title. I've got all the details, and I want Mr. Rose out here to where he and the fans out there and the fans here in the studio can all get this at one time. Okay, first of all, Pat, I want to lay this out to you, baby, just like I only know how to lay it out to you. Number one was, you did receive an invitation to the elimination tournament for the United States Heavyweight Championship in Arizona. But what you failed to tell me and the fans in this area and the people here in this studio was that you were chosen as an alternate. You received a second letter saying that you would be given a 2-day notice, that you would be relieved from your obligations to wrestle in whatever area you were in, okay? Thirdly, is that I personally know now that you did receive that 24-hour notice or that 48-hour notice. You went to the airport, and simply because there was no room in first class on the flight that you were to fly to Phoenix, you were booked in coach, you left the airport without making a flight. Then you have the audacity to come up here in front of these people, C.J. Whitmore and the wrestling fans out there, and tell them that the WOW didn't notify you and didn't give you an opportunity to participate. Well, mister, you had that opportunity and you declined it. Now, the contract that you have to wrestle Eddie Sullivan on the International Night of Champions in Mobile on June the 30th, we at WOW do not have to acknowledge that contract, partner. That contract was signed with Bob Sweetan. Now, let me put you straight on a couple of things. We at World Organization Wrestling would never deny you or anybody else the opportunity to be a champion if you're that caliber of person. Now, you sold your heart and soul, as far as I'm concerned, to get that contract, so we're going to honor that contract. You will wrestle Eddie Sullivan for the United States heavyweight belt in Mobile on June the 30th. Now, as you know, Eddie and I were partners for 18 years. And I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Rose, that you may or may not know. I'm not doing you any favors, buddy. I'm not doing you any favors at all. Because Eddie Sullivan's wearing that belt. He's proud of it. He has the ability to carry it. And my question right now is whether or not you have what it takes in here to carry it. Now, do we have ourselves straight? Does everyone out there understand what I'm telling this man? He's going to have his opportunity June the 30th. So you do the best you can, Rose.
Okay, first of all, before you come out here scolding me, now, you got yourself elected Mr. President because you couldn't handle it in the ring anymore. Now, you're talking about 18 years ago, Rip. Now, as for an alternate in the United States heavyweight tournament, I should have been first seed, okay? I should have been on top. Shut up. I should have been on top. Now, as for going to Pensacola Airport and getting on a plane, when I walked up to the Eastern ticket desk and I said, do you have a ticket for Pat Rose? And she says, we have nothing but coach. I told her would have put the ticket. I'm not riding coach. Pat Rose don't go for second class for anybody. Now, as for you and Eddie Sullivan, I'm glad that you gave me the chance to wrestle him in the happening June 30th. Okay? Now, what you need to do with Eddie Sullivan is elect him vice president, and you boys sit in the office and let the Pat Roses and the Marcel Pringles take care of business in the ring. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Well, apparently, CJ, he's had his say. And like I said before, and I'll say again, and I'll get out of your way here. Time will tell, as the old saying goes. A man has to do what a man has to do, and I know Eddie Sullivan. Thank you, CJ.